We are going to Spain on holiday very soon, and we want to sound local, and we don't have so much time. So let's start. We are going to learn how to order our own food. For breakfast, para desayunar, there are so many options, but let's start with the basics. For example, we could order a coffee, un café, and we have a few kinds of coffee that are really popular or common in Spain. Café con leche, which would be a latte. Café solo, just an espresso. And we have also something called manchado, which is just a bit of coffee and the rest of milk. If we want the opposite, if we want a lot of coffee and just a splash of milk, would be acortado. So if we want a coffee, we could say un café con leche, por favor. Un manchado, por favor. Un café solo para mí, por favor. Or un café cortado, por favor. Okay. I don't want any coffee because I get so anxious, so I cannot drink coffee. We can order a decaf, so that would be un descafeinado, por favor. Un descafeinado con leche, por favor. And you know what? I don't like the taste of the coffee, el sabor del café. I don't like it. So I want something different. A tea? Un té, por favor. Or what about a juice? Un zumo, por favor. Un zumo de naranja, an orange juice. Or un zumo de manzana, an apple juice. Or un zumo de piña, a pineapple juice. I don't like coffee, right? But I want something warm because it's freezing outside. Hace frío. So let's order a hot chocolate. Un chocolate caliente, por favor. Now we know what are we going to drink. So we need to see the menu to see what we want for breakfast. So how would we order the menu? You could say, for example, la carta, por favor. The menu, please. Or, ¿me puedes traer la carta, por favor? Okay, so now we have la carta in front of us, and we have so many options, and we have to pick. Usually, for breakfast in Spain, it's very common to get toast, tostadas. But you can have it with so many ingredients. So let's see them all. Well, almost. First of all, we have aceite de oliva, olive oil, mantequilla, butter, mermelada, jam or marmalade, jamón, ham, huevo, egg, aguacate, avocado, and then in some places you can find tortilla omelette. Usually for breakfast, depends on where you go, you can have tortilla de patatas, or tortilla de patatas is the omelette with potatoes, or just a normal omelette, just with the eggs. Okay. I feel like something sweet, algo dulce. I don't want a toast, no quiero una tostada, quiero algo dulce. So what can we order sweet? Probably the most common thing could be churros, or churros con chocolate, churros with hot chocolate. That's very common, and you will find that in many places. Churros con chocolate. But there are also other options in many places that you could see and find. For example, por ejemplo, tortitas, pancakes, tortitas. And then you could also find ensalada de frutas, fruit salad. In other places, you will find some pastries that we call bollería, and it will depend on the place. You could see what they have, and the names are kind of different in according to the region of Spain. Okay, we had an amazing breakfast, un desayuno increíble, and now we need to pay. So we are going to ask for the bill. The correct way and probably the easiest way to ask for the bill would be, ¿me traes la cuenta, por favor? But if you want to make it even easier, you could say, la cuenta, por favor. And at the end, when you pay, you can say muchas gracias. If you want to say that the food was amazing, because it was amazing, you can say estaba delicioso. It was delicious. Estaba delicioso. And when you leave the place, you say hasta pronto. See you soon. Oh my God, there are so many new words. I'm not going to be able to learn them all. Don't panic. You got this. And it's easier than you think. But just in case, we are going to review the most important parts. First of all, when you get to a place, you ask for the menu. La carta, por favor. And then you need to choose something to drink. And you can have un café con leche, un café solo, un chocolate caliente, un té, or un zumo de naranja. And then, if you want something to eat, the most common thing to have are tostadas. Una tostada con aceite, con mermelada, con mantequilla, con jamón, con aguacate, con huevo, con tortilla. And if you want something sweet, you can also order some churros, or tortitas, or ensalada de frutas. But the most important thing is try to speak. Even if you make mistakes, even if they say, repite, por favor, can you repeat, please? It doesn't matter. That's the most important thing. If you try, you're not going to do perfect the first time or the second. I've been speaking English for years and I make mistakes all the time. But you know how good is when someone from abroad try to speak your own language. Spanish people love that, and they are going to really appreciate the effort. And I know for sure you are going to do great. I hope you have a great holiday. Bye.